Yeah, fuck it.
Is there
What?
something positive to talk about?
About my guy? No, dude, and it's fucking sad. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RipTheWarriors.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's Jesse Rocala. That's Fred Kirby. And we're just talking about Angela Magana. If you have not heard, she had surgery. First, she had I think herniated disc, and then they were gonna do a nerve block to so she could push through and get through her fight at Combate Americas against Kira Batata. And something went wrong with the nerve block, so then she had to have surgery, and she is now in a coma and hasn't responded yet, hasn't woken up yet. I'm looking up. I'm looking for any kind of updates. The last update is from somebody. Oh, she's in Puerto Rico, so somebody named Gabriel saying that they're very positive about her waking up from the coma. I don't know exactly what that means, whether the doctor said that they expect her to wake up or not. But it's a trip, dude, and we always forget about in the fight game that these are still human beings. We forget, constantly, especially with someone like Magana, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah, after she treats everybody like trash, now everybody kind of it's kind of cruel, but a lot of people are saying, karma, because the way she acted, the way she is with a lot of fans and a lot of people in general. But it sucks. It sucks because even if she does come out of this, she could be completely changed forever, and her career could be over at this point due to the fact of this surgery. Where as you got to think of it this way: kind of badass of her to have her hernia and just going in to basically get kind of like a Band-Aid, so she could still fight. I mean, that's still pretty gangster of somebody to do to make it to the fight.
Right. Fred, how you feel?
Look, let me first off start by saying I hope the old girl don't die. All right. All jokes aside, I hope she comes out of this coma okay. No, I want to see nobody fucking die or nothing bad happen to nobody. With that being said, nothing annoys me more than fucking people that come to your funeral and be fake sad and didn't like you that much. All due fucking respect, I was never a big fan of hers, and she was quite cunty to me on Twitter a couple times. So I hope she don't die, but I ain't fucking crying about it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna be like, oh my god, it's so terrible that Angela Guy is in a coma, blah 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 blah. That's bad. I hope she don't die, but fucking next news topic for all of me. Like I hope, I genuinely hope she doesn't. You know what I mean? Like real talk. I hope nothing bad happens to her. But I'm not gonna act fake sad. I wasn't a fan of hers. I've never had really good interactions with her. She's always been kind of a troll, I guess. Like you know what I'm saying? So she's notorious for fucking annoying people and being a bitch, quite frankly. So again, I do not wish her to die or nothing to happen to her, but I ain't gonna come over here and act like I'm sad that she's in a coma. That's surprising and a little fucked up, but if karma is real, which for the record, I don't think it is. I don't believe in God, Santa Claus, Cookie Monster, karma. I don't believe in none of that shit. But if it is real, hey, Jack, you got to treat people a little nicer. Sometimes the good Lord will put your funny ass in a coma to teach you a lesson.
God damn. Okay, so you don't believe in karma?
Nah. I know a lot of shitbirds that are getting by. And I know a lot of good people that get fucked right in the ass by life constantly. So I don't think so,
That's very true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I wish I could. I wish, but I don't think so. But again, if it is, this is why you can't be shitty towards people all the time. Like, again, hope she don't die, but I ain't. It is what it is. And seems like old Max Holloway's coining that shit now, Jack. It is what it is.
People, so I tweeted just randomly because I honestly, I'm personally sick of that. Who the fuck is that guy? Fucking not that phrase specifically. The fuck part. Like you guys can't say fuck or spell fuck anymore. It's fook now. Like eat a fat dick. That shit's old. I'm done. I'm done with that. So I put in what other phrases have gotten old to you. And that it is what it is was like brought up like 6 or 7 times. I'm like, come on, man, that's Max Holloway. How can we be mad at it is what it is? That's the truest statement ever, or one of them.
But see, I've heard it so many times from people that I know that my response to get them to stop is like, well, obviously it is what it is. Like it can't be not what it's not.
Pretty much.
It's just a stupid phrase. But let's get into that. Good transition talking about Max Holloway.
Yeah.
That fight that he had over the weekend, amazing. Now, Fred, I'm still on a hiatus from MMA, but let me ask you quickly, Fred, did you pay for the pay-per-view? Not incriminating yourself.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. You know what my goal is for this fucking show to be popular enough for somebody to actually incriminate me. I can put my dick on YouTube right now, and it probably wouldn't even get us kicked off with all the fucking 6 people watching. I don't give a fuck. Listen to this incrimination, Jack. Yes, I did pay for it. You know why? Because I'm a fucking mope that pays for all of it. But I'll tell you what, I think I'm about done with it. I think I'm about done with paying. That's a whole other discussion that we should probably save a whole podcast for. Yeah. But real shit, I think I'm about done paying for these pay-per-views. I'll pay for like the ESPN Plus thing and shit. These pay-per-views are too easy to get though. Like it's been years now. I'm the only jerk off in the group that actually still pays for these fucking things. Yeah. I legit think I'm just gonna start streaming. I don't give a fuck. Sue me. Come get me. Do whatever y'all want to. Motherfucking Google this shit, make a GIF out of it, suck my dick. There's fucking 14, literally more people probably stream this shit than. Okay, quick question. Do y'all think that more people watched last week's pay-per-view illegally or legally?
The reason I asked you, and I'm going to say illegally, was because of all the problems people were having. And it's not because people are technology stupid, but I think it's because they made it so difficult for people to actually access it. You've got morons like Brendan Schaub saying that he couldn't access it because he couldn't figure out how to give UFC his money. When all you had to do was go to the website on your browser, buy it there, and then it's on your app. But a lot of people, that's one too many steps, right? And I agree, that's way too many steps if I'm giving you my money. If I'm giving you my money, there should be literally, like, I should be careful not to push any button in your app because I'm going to pay for something, right? It shouldn't be to the point where I have to work to give you my money.
To be fair, I don't know who these fucking morons were out there. I'm a functioning fucking retard online, and I did it relatively easily. I mean, it wasn't that goddamn hard to score, to be honest with you. I'm just talking about big picture. I think this whole pay-per-view shit is for the birds. I think they're putting up too many paywalls, and I think, goddamn it, quite frankly, just keeping it a fucking bean. It's too easy to illegally stream the shits.
It is.
Don't blame me. Blame the other motherfucker. Blame Reddit. Y'all want to shut something down? That's why I'm about to start doing it. Fuck it. Why am I sitting? I'm like, real talk. Why am I paying for this shit when 100,000 people are streaming it off of Reddit? Why the fuck don't I stream it too? I ain't got the extra money like that. Like to just keep it a buck. I'm trying to just do shit right, but like, what the fuck? For what? More people are illegally streaming it than jerk offs like me that are actually paying for it. So like, what the fuck?
Let me ask you this real quick before you answer your own question, Eddie. But do you think UFC has kind of shot themselves in the foot, and they're so determined to make the pay-per-view model work that they're not going to do what the WWE network has done, which is everything is on their platform. They charge you for their platform, and you get everything there. And it seems like nobody's having trouble. They're not having a problem with people streaming their stuff, right? It's just people just get their app. Maybe they'll get like 7 or 8, different email accounts to keep getting that free month or whatever. But, they still get like people's revenue one way or another, instead of the UFC basically getting screwed because really, really high profile people were talking about how they couldn't get it and they just had to resort to streaming, which is really bad. Right.
Well, look, even Brendan Schaub said he had trouble pulling it up, right?
He's an idiot, though.
He 100%, but he had trouble fucking pulling that shit up. I think more people would stream it illegally. I just don't. Look, man, I'll be honest with you. Like, I honestly thought that people would that somehow this would like balance out, right? I thought at some point the UFC is gonna get tired of this pay-per-view model. They're gonna go the way what do they call it? The WWE network. They're gonna do something like that. And I thought if they did that, then they would be the fucking set forever because people are gonna pay for that. If UFC went the route of WWE network, right? Yeah, how much is WWE network? Is it like $10?
I don't know.
Okay, let's say it's $10. I'm pretty sure something like that, right? Let's say it's something like that, $10 or so. Let's say the UFC did $20 a month. Most people would pay if it comes with all the pay-per-views and all the fights and all the shows. Come on. So I thought they'd do that. Instead, they went this route. You pay $5 a month or whatever. Oh, excuse me. For ESPN Plus, and then the only place you could buy pay-per-views in the US is on ESPN Plus, and it's still like 50 some bucks. And regardless, I have a really hard time justifying $60 a month for anything almost, other than like essentials, right?
Sorry to cut you off, but you know what? To keep it a buck, man, I think the UFC might be smart on this one. Because look, check it out, right?
Okay.
They get paid like they sold 500,000 pay-per-views every pay-per-view this new deal, right?
Yep.
No matter how many pay-per-views. Bro, I think the bullshit that I'm saying is not new news to DW and then motherfuckers to the UFC, and I think that's why they jumped on this deal. Because I think they do think that, yeah, more and more motherfuckers are just going to start streaming the shit, because why the fuck wouldn't you? Right. And so if they do, we don't give a shit. Stream all y'all want. Our fighters are still popular. We still get paid. Only people that's really taking the hit is ESPN. And quite frankly, they got so much fucking bread, they're probably like, whatever. Fuck it. We don't care either. Stream it, you little pricks. Then eventually, if this shit don't work like that, we'll wrap it all up, pay the UFC a large lump sum, and just put them on ESPN, the channel, exclusively.
So let me ask you this. Looking at the YouTube comments, do you agree with what Raider is saying about, you go to 2 shows a year or 1 show, and you kind of feel like you've already given them enough of your money, right? Like, why doesn't the UFC do something for its fans, like with like that WWE model, right? Like, because you understand that a lot of the revenue does really come from like that whole live gate, because it's the live gate, it's all the merchandise you buy or don't buy. Like, that's where they get you, right? That's not like how most sports get their money, right? It's like those live shows. It's not really this whole like, pay-per-view model. And this pay-per-view model, it's dying, man. Like
music too.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers get their money on the road and live. They don't nobody really get paid on the actual thing no more. That's all like the fucking companies and the goddamn TV, all those folks are the ones getting the money on that shit.
I've seen all the comments on here. It's Raider says I was gonna pay for it, then I was like, nah, that's exactly how I was.
See?
And then
I feel so fucking stupid when I hear shit like that. I fucking pay for it now. I'm like, and every time I'm such a fucking pussy. You know the goddamn truth? The truth is, I feel like I'm gonna miss it somehow. I feel like if I don't pay for it, I'm gonna look for a fucking link, and then I'm not gonna be able to find one, and then I'm gonna be super salty. I'm gonna miss last minute or some shit. Yeah. But I tell you what, every time something's happened and I've had to use a link for whatever reason, it's worked like a charm, Jack.
Hey, dude, all I do is tweet out like, shit, I'm gonna miss the fight or whatever. Like, I was in fact, we were in fucking downtown LA. I was with Jesse in downtown LA this last weekend having Korean barbecue, and I tweeted out, shit, I'm missing UFC 236. I said, I'll say something like, everyone enjoy the show, I'll catch up on Sunday. I had like 10 DMs sending me links that I could watch on my phone. And I wasn't gonna do that. I was with my family and with Jesse and his wife, but still, I was like, damn, that was quick, right? Within seconds, I had Reddit streams and all that. So I think you're right. I think UFC's like, fuck it, don't care. We're getting paid. We're solid. We're good. You know what I
mean? That's kind of mean. You should slide one of those DMs over to Fred over here.
Yeah, no shit. I was gonna say, where's my fucking Twitter love? But I send that shit out, and I get fucking crickets on my end. I gotta do all the work on my fucking end. You prick shit.
I'll hook you up.
But here's the like overall question though. Like, this model of ESPN versus their UFC app and all that stuff. Like, Dana White and the Fertittas have been teasing us. Like, even when the Fertittas were there, they were saying that the Fight Pass was going to be the future of sports, and it kind of hasn't been that, right? It's it's middling around. It's kind of doing its thing. But don't you think, like, when they told us that they were going to show us the future of sports, didn't you think in your head, like, well, all the pay-per-views are going to be there. Like, we're going to just have access to everything off of one platform, and that's where they're going to get us. And it hasn't been like that. Like, I feel like they're kind of like shooting themselves in the foot.
Right.
Look, man, to be fair, to be honest, like, and I could be off with this. I'm sure I am to a degree, but I think that the UFC is headed towards NFL, NBA, MLB. I think that they're going to eventually just be a sport. Look, they're more active than them sports are now. Mm-hmm. There's no reason why the UFC shouldn't be put on ESPN fucking year round, maybe with a little speckling on fucking, you know, Fox or HBO or some type of, you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. But like, who else pays for pay-per-view for anything? Here's the reality, man. Streaming's real. And the only people who don't stream are fucking losers like me and fucking old people and fucking drug dealers and shit, and like rich people. Everybody else is streaming because it's simple. And look, one of the major things, at least for shitbirds, the reason would be not to stream is because you don't want to watch it on your computer, right? But what did the fucking UFC just do? They made you watch it on your fucking cocksucking computer. That's the only way you can get the fucking. So now the old people are just like piss on that pay-per-view altogether. And all like the young motherfuckers, even like me, are like, well, what the fuck? If I'm gonna be watching this thing on my computer anyways, why not just click the fucking link? Like, why wouldn't I fucking tweet it out and click the link? And I was always so afraid, like they were gonna get me or some shit. But in all reality, that ain't on me. Like we always talking about like not incriminating ourselves. Let's keep it a buck. We can all come on here and say we clicked them fucking links. We're not incriminating ourselves. We didn't create the links. That's not on us. That's whoever the whoever the UFC could take it up with, whoever the fuck made that link. I ain't even got a Reddit. I tweeted some shit out on Twitter. Somebody clicked me a link. I clicked it. The fuck you gonna do? Put us all in prison? Charge us all? The whole fucking internet? Like at the end of the day, we kind of got them by the short and curlies. What y'all gonna do about it? You can't charge us all. You can't just not have the show, and you cannot stop it from being streamed at this point. Even that fucking goofy ass fucking silly shitbird Brendan Schaub was saying he fucking had 1,000 DMs, different streams. They all work crystal clear, like easy as pie. That's a real fucking problem, man. Like once these old motherfuckers die in the next 5-10 years, pay-per-view is fucking dying with them because we'll just stream it.
Right. No, and the UFC's gonna have to prepare for that for sure. Let's see. QC says, remember when pay-per-views were every 6 months? Yeah, I kind of miss that. I would love a pay-per-view every like 2 months. That'd be perfect for me.
I would do two pay-per-views a year that are loaded. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like International Fight Week, and then what's the card at the end of the year? Give me those two. Yeah. The New Year's Eve card that are stacked. Charge me $100 a card. Cool beans. Hey. But then give us everything else for free, you fucking cocksuckers.
Right. And then he says this next card is not $79.99 worthy. I think it's like $59.99, but whatever the price is, I don't even remember.
What's the next card?
$237. Oh, that's the next pay-per-view. It's $237.
Who's the headliner?
So May 11th, headlined by Doug Rose defending against Jessica Andrade, and then a co-main of Jared Cannonier against Anderson Silva.
Oh, I think y'all be fucked up. Yeah, I'm telling y'all right now. Again, GIF it, record me, do whatever y'all want. Hit me up on Twitter. I ain't paying for that one, Jack. Y'all kiss all parts of my grits. Like I'm not paying $70 for that pay. They got me all kinds of fucked up. Nope.
Okay. QC's in Canada. That's why $79.99. MMA God says I saw numbers for Wilder vs. Fury illegal streams, and it was around 10 million.
Yeah.
10 million.
I was one of them.
Yeah,
that was one of the ones I streamed.
Me too.
Wilder Fury. I got no problem incriminating myself again. I don't create no streams. I click links. Y'all can kiss my ass. Y'all better stop whoever's sending out them links. That's who y'all got to get. It ain't me.
That pay-per-view model is dying.
It's over. It's dead. Yeah, man, it's dead. It ain't dead yet, but it's over though, man. I mean, even like I said, even people like me, I'm having the epiphany now. Like, I gotta watch it on my computer now, anyways. Why the fuck would I pay for it? Why not just click the fucking link?
No, Raider says, shit, I watched that one on Twitter talking about Raider talking about Wilder Fury. I did too. That's where I found my link. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's and you know what? I was about to say boxing's gonna feel it the most. They're already moving on too. They got fucking boxing cards on the Zone and fucking Fight TV or Fight whatever the fuck. And
bro, the writing's on the wall, dog. The writing's on the wall.
Pay-per-view companies are fucked, Bill. They better move on to some other bullshit.
Let's fucking ride some fighter dick. I love to talk shit about fighters. This is the keyboard warrior, so I enjoy the fact that You know how many podcasts I've been on where people are like, you don't talk shit about the fighters, man, or even the shirt on form. I got been kicked off a shirt off so many times for shit. I love the fact that we have a podcast where we're not just shit talking the fighters to be haters, but if we want to shit talk them, we say whatever the fuck we want. I love that. But I tell you what, this weekend's fights were a great example of the fact that we're not just hating ass losers, shitbird fuckers. Right. You know what I mean? Those two fucking fights, the co-main event and the main event this weekend, that's what it's all about, baby. That is the shit. That was the crack. That was the meth hit. Like, that is why I watch all the shitty fights. That's why I sit through all those dumbass prelims. For real, like, this was when you get that, like, them fucking dope fiends out there that get that good blast that keeps them coming back for another 6 months getting them shitty blasts. This was the one, man. These were the fights. Like, this, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can't say more than all the shitbirds have been saying about it all week, but those fights were fucking amazing. The co-main and the main. Brilliant.
Dude, the co-main first. The Dustin Poirier taking on Max Holloway. That was the co-main?
That was the main. That was the main. Israel was the co-main.
Israel Gastelum was a fucking war. Gastelum coming up, first of all, I caught up on Sunday night and Monday, and on Monday. By the way, if you go on Bing, and you type in the fight, they come up with the best video that could possibly pop up. So shout out to Bing for being useful for one fucking thing. But it's dude, that fight was crazy. Gastelum coming out, throwing fucking bombs. I mean, he hurt Israel. He thought he smelled blood and couldn't fucking finish it.
Listen. It is about time we put, or at least me. Let me say me. It's about time I put some fucking respect on Kelvin Gastelum's hands. His hands finally. His hands are real. Like, Israel is probably, I think we would all agree, one of the more, difficult guys to punch in the face in this sport at this point. And Kelvin was low-key tagging him up. Had him in trouble a couple of times. Like, Kelvin's fucking hands and his footwork are good. Like, really, really, really good. Surprisingly good. I kind of thought Israel was going to clown him. And he did not at all. It was a very, very tough fight. What the fuck? Like, I almost feel like for a fight like this, you have to address everybody like strong suits and weak suits individually so that you can give them the proper praise. And I just want to start the praise, even though Kelvin lost the fight, with his boxing. Like, you've seen him knock out Bisping. Bisping's 134 years old and had one eye. You've seen him knock out, what was it, Vitor Belfort? Did he knock out Vitor too? I know he's knocked out a fucking few different people, but I felt like all of them kind of came with some sort of an asterisk. Not this time, Jack. And even though he didn't get the knockout, he landed on him several times on a young fucking Anderson Silva-esque fighter in his prime. Kelvin Gastelum's hands in boxing are not to be fucking trifled with. And he's got fucking real power. Very, very impressive that he was able to actually hit Israel that much, for real.
And Israel dropping Gastelum a couple times later on, that to me, that was just showing that Gastelum is a little undersized. I mean, he had problems with the reach, especially at first, right? He had problems with he had reached the entire time. Actually, the entire fight he had problems with Israel's reach. That fucking helped him out a lot.
But Israel's also fantastic. I mean, he's a fantastic striker, man. Like, I don't know. I think that just Israel was fucking putting the punches where they needed to go. I mean, I to keep it a buck, I think it's a testament that Kelvin didn't get finished. Israel was knocking the shit out of him low key, man. Like, that was a fucking goddamn bar burner.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jesse, what'd you think about Gastelum at 185? Like, he's proven his worth, obviously, right? And he had his own title shot and all that. You want to see a rematch right here against Israel?
A rematch?
Jesse?
Probably. Can you guys hear me? Oh no,
dude, Jesse might have gotten kidnapped, or I can't hear him.
I can. Yeah, it's just you. Eddie.
Fucking hell with this shit. Right, I'm gonna keep going.
I can hear him though.
I'm gonna jump off and jump back on. You gotta keep it going. Fucking hell.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, I know. I can hear you the whole time. Eddie just couldn't.
It's freaking. Damn
it. Audience can hear you. Go on, Jesse. Do your thing. Tell you know what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm glad to hear that you're finally putting some respect on our brother here, Kelvin, that we've been telling you about for so long there, Fred. But You know what? I have to disagree with what Eddie was saying about like his run, at 85 has kind of come to an end. I really just think that what we saw there was that Adesanya is just that good. I really think that he's gotten so much better over the course of his last few fights. And I think it has to do with the activity level that he's kept up, seeing as how, what is it? He's had 5 fights in like 14 months or something like that, or 15 months or something like that. Like, it's an incredible pace and for him to still be improving as he's doing it. It's not like you can get into these training camps and really learn too much. It's just you're kind of just keeping your body in shape, right? Like, it's not like you're learning a lot. So if you can imagine how he's going to take some time off now, heal and improve the skills that he has, like that fight against Whitaker is going to be an amazing fight, or it could be a complete blowout, and we could be seeing maybe like a John Jones types of rise in ability, right? Because to me, it seems like Adesanya is what John Jones was before, like, he got on the big stage, right? Like when John Jones got onto the big stage, he had kind of already went through all these fights, basically, right. Him getting better and improving and all that stuff. So we kind of got a more polished version of this. And to me, it feels like Adesanya is going through that journey now. And he's captured the title in what did I say? Like 5 fights, right? Like basically from when he started to the UFC till now. I mean, that's got to be almost one of the quickest runs to a title ever, right?
Listen, I mean, that's got to be interim crazy, title, Jack. But, he ain't beat Robert Whitaker yet. Let's not get crazy.
Well, let me ask you this. Oh, geez. Let me ask you this, Fred. Do you hold that it was an interim title against them, or do you think that this could have just been a regular fight and we still would have gotten this type of fight out of them?
I don't know what you mean by against them. I don't
okay. Like, would this, if this had been a 3-round fight for like a number 1 contendership, instead of this being for an interim title, 5 rounds, do you think we would have gotten this type of fight?
I mean, other than the 2 extra rounds, yeah. I don't think that mattered. I mean, if they knew it was to fight Robert Whitaker, which that's exactly what this fight was for, no matter how you cut the cake, yeah. I mean, we got the extra 2 rounds, so I'm here for that. But other than that, meh. I don't look at Israel Adesanya as the middleweight champion right now. Period. I do not.
Right.
Not even a little bit. Like, I mean, not at all. Robert Whitaker's the champion. He has to fight him. Until then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. I mean, cool that he got the belt and stuff, but like at the end of the day, this is all silliness. There's a champion. He's not dead or in prison. He'll be back soon.
Well, he had a rough patch there, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. But do you at least anticipate more of this fight now after seeing the type of abilities that he showed and the I mean, he basically, in my opinion, these were the number 1 and number like 1B, for the title, and they kind of proved that they are kind of the best of the best at that division, right? And they both, to me, would offer unique challenges to Robert Whitaker.
Absolutely. I mean, this fight definitely sold me on that fight, or hyped that fight a lot more, for sure, no doubt about it.
So, what do you take from this fight? What do you think Kelvin should do next? Like Eddie was saying, do you think he should drop back down, or do you think he should, look for another fight or 2 and then make another run at a title shot?
I think he was a cut hair away from winning this fight at moments. I mean, I think that Israel won the fight clearly. But Kelvin had him hurt several times. If I'm Kelvin, I'm not doing a goddamn thing. But who's fucking right under Israel? You know what I'm saying? Like, let Israel fight Robert Whitaker. I want the loser type shit. If I'm Kelvin, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not. Depressed with my performance whatsoever. I'm not changing much of nothing. I thought he looked great, all things considered.
Right.
Short of losing the fight. Shit.
So then moving on to, what was it, the main event with Poirier and Max Holloway. What was your impression of that fight? Because to me, it kind of proved a point in that this whole weight jumping thing can be an issue if you don't do it correctly. So what did you take away from that fight?
Maybe. I mean, there could be an argument to be made for that, but for all of me, I think we would have to see Max compete at that weight again to really make that assessment. And also in a weird way, I feel like if you do that, you're almost taking the easy way out, or discrediting Dustin Poirier to a degree. Look, man, Dustin's a bad motherfucker. He goddamn submitted him the first time and beat the fucking piss out of him the second time. I love Max Holloway, but facts are facts. Maybe it was the weight division, but Dustin was 45 for a long time too. This ain't like Habib or a cat that just physically could never make 45. Dustin's not that much bigger. His body's more acclimated to lightweight, sure, but like I don't know. I just feel like that's discredited a little bit. Dustin's hands, his power, his fucking accuracy. You know what I mean? He's probably been one of the more improved fighters I've seen over the last 3 or 4 years or so. You know what I mean? Maybe in 5 or 6, I guess. Like he's really, really came into his own, and he's a bad motherfucker now. Like, and everybody's like fucking obviously Habib will be the favorite in that fight, but there's discussions to be had there. Like if Dustin came out, stuffed a couple takedowns, and started fucking beating on Habib's face, I for one would not be terribly surprised.
So speaking of that, Poirier, Habib, what you're talking about, right? Speaking of that, one of the Instagram, because I always put on Instagram, what topics you guys want to talk about, and someone said, it says Poirier versus Habib makes my dick soft.
I mean, look, it don't make me soft, Jack. It doesn't get me extremely erect, but it gives me a nice simmy.
Like you kind of hope. I mean, you kind of expect Dustin to do better than Conor did, right?
I mean,
like a little bit better, not much.
People have got to, dog. Listen, I think this is kind of almost how you can tell a motherfucker that's been watching the sport for a long time compared to new fans. This idea that Habib is unbeatable, bro, y'all got to come on in with that. Yeah. Y'all got to come on in with that. This idea, the goofiest thing I've ever heard in my life was the idea that Habib was going to box Floyd. Like just because Habib landed one punch on Conor McGregor, y'all need to not get. If Habib fights Dustin Poirier, say they line it up, and for whatever reason Habib comes in there and gets just a little cute with his hands, Dustin will knock him the fuck out.
Oh yeah,
make no mistake about it. Like they're to think that Habib is just going to walk through Dustin, which he might, but to think that that's just a guarantee, you ain't been watching long enough.
Exactly,
I've been watching long enough. Like I would assume that's what will happen because if you do MMA math, like one would assume that Khabib gonna do what he do, but like that's why we got to watch these fights. All Dustin has to do is stuff a couple takedowns and land. I mean, you see his power. Could Habib take the beating that fucking Max took or that Justin Gaethje took? I don't know. We've never seen nobody really put no punishment on Khabib before. Matter of fact, we've never even really seen him get hit flush in his face before. Now, I'm sure he can take a good shot, but could he be in a dog fight where his takedowns just, we all just assume his takedowns will work because they usually do. Say they don't. Say they don't. Look what happened to good old Ronda the first time her shit didn't work. Whop.
Yep.
Right upside her fucking head. She was never the same again. And let me tell you something. If you think that cannot happen to Khabib, if you think that's impossible, you ain't been watching long enough.
Hey, case in point, Anderson Silva was thought as unbeatable. He got a little cute with fucking Chris Weidman, got knocked the fuck out.
Bro, I remember when Chuck Liddell was unbeatable. Matt Hughes was unbeatable. Rich Franklin was unbeatable. Again, you ain't been watching long enough. But Fedor, there's been a bunch of cats that I thought would never be beaten. I seen motherfucking Crow Cop get Crow Cop by a Brazilian grappler. Like, I'm telling you, Dustin Poirier starching Habib would not be that crazy, dog. Like, if you think that that's like just some lopsided fight, you better wake the fuck up. Now, again, Habib should win. He'll be the favorite for good reason. But do not think that Dustin has no chance. That is a very, very misinformed fucking interpretation of that fight.
No, you guys are right. But I think what Fred alluded to earlier is the thing that makes me so excited about that fight. It's the level of improvement that Dustin Poirier has shown since we've seen him, start off in the fight game in MMA and with the UFC. it's the progression where he has a setback. Oh, geez.
You good? I can hear you big time.
Oh, okay. I thought everybody was gone. It just went blank.
Nah, Eddie did.
It's that progression, right? Every time he has a setback, he comes back with a new way to answer those questions, right? And it's always it just sucks that like people still doubt Dustin Poirier, you know. And what I was alluding to earlier was the fact that I think that what Max Holloway showed is that GSP is probably right. You can't just jump from one division to another, you know, in a short amount of time and be able to expect that your body's going to be able to handle the punishment, to handle the bigger men and everything like that. I think that, like you said, Fred, you give Holloway the opportunity to really bulk up and, you know, have another fight at 155. I think we have a really, really good competitor, yet another one at 155. But I think it's better if Max Holloway stays at 145, dominates that division for now. Once his body is just not able to make that weight cut anymore, fine, let him come back up, let him bulk up a little bit, because to me it seemed like he was just still a 145er, you know, like when we've never seen Holloway back up or even get really like stopped in his tracks by anybody that punches him, right? But when Poirier would hit him, it was like a bomb went off in his face, right? Like you could see, like he was like, oh wow, like I actually felt that. Like I need to kind of rethink what I'm doing here. And we've never seen that out of him. But I think it was just kind of that weight disparity. And I think it's something that he could make up. But I got to give big ups to Max Holloway, man. He's an absolute warrior for that fight, man. That was an amazing fight.
To be honest, this was a best case scenario for the UFC, right? And for everybody involved. Dustin goes on to have, you know, to become a low-key legit star now. Max gets to go back down to 45. No harm, no foul. He's still the man down there. You know what I'm saying? Like this worked out just fine for Max Holloway. He didn't get finished. He was at a weight division above. So, you know, if I'm Max, I'm just like, who's next at 45? Like, you know what I mean? I moved up. It didn't go my way. Yeah, I'm still, my belt wasn't on the line. I was trying to get two. Mm-hmm. Like, so what? Those other cats did it. I came up a little short. Whatever. Like, I'm still champ at 45. Like, you know, that was icing on the cake. I'm still eating the fucking cake. Like, there wasn't, you know, that was win-win for real.
So, what other fights in the card were you guys good on?
Fuck, I don't even really remember what happened.
Can I just say I was kind of upset about the Joban fight. I went back and watched that, and I think he got robbed.
He was right. I think he won that fight.
It was a close fight, no doubt, but I think
I thought he won.
He definitely did enough to win that fight, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure Fred's going to say it was a boring fight. It was a little slow, but because he had basically two counter strikers against each other, and one just definitely didn't want to engage, and Joban had to be the one to kind of be the aggressor. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
There was a whole lot of decisions on the card too. A whole lot of them.
Khalil Roundtree looked amazing. Have you seen a fucking trip to Thailand turn a motherfucker around more than that? God damn, he looked fucking impressive, dog.
He's moving to Thailand and shit. Like, he's all in on that.
I will too.
Yeah, look, I'm sure he's gonna find some grappling out there too.
Stay in Thailand at this point if I was him. He looked fucking fantastic. And I mean, you know, Eric Anders isn't the greatest fighter in the world, but he's super athletic, big, strong. I mean, he's dangerous. He's dangerous. So that was a good fucking win.
I gotta hand it to Anders for staying in that fight like that, though. I mean, as bad as he was getting dominated, he stayed in. Like, props, dude.
Yeah,
to you.
Yeah, but that's a guy that you're gonna have to kill to put him away. You know, he's not gonna go down easy. We've seen him kind of take a beating before, and you know, and just stay in the fight. You know, that's a tough guy right there.
All right, another one on the Instagram: Stylebender versus Jones.
Man, no.
Yeah, hell no.
Y'all motherfuckers be killing me, dog. I call so much shit on Twitter about my whole Deontay Wilder, John Jones thing. And I bet you are the same fucking jerk offs who, let Stylebender win the real fucking title first.
Yeah.
Like this idea that he's gonna fight Jones, are we on fucking crack? Like, I know Jones cheated and shit. Like, I get that. He cheated. Fair enough. But short of that, do y'all realize who John Jones is? Y'all better start putting some respect on his name. Stylebender's cute. Bro, you ain't even won the real title yet. Let alone defended it once, let alone twice, let alone 42 fucking times like Daddy Jones. God damn it, I was fucking White Horse doing cocaine and fucking choking out Shogun when I was 19 years old, young man. You're out of your fucking mind. Like, I mean... Israel is cute. I like him, but this idea about him fighting John Jones, I mean, we're getting way too. I mean, John should be thinking, fucking heavyweight, big shit. Like I don't get it really. That ain't for me.
Okay, but what does that do for you, Fred? That John Jones was the one that kind of initiated this whole conversation, because it was because John Jones basically calling out Adesanya. And to me, it kind of feels like that whole GSP calling out Connor. It's like, okay, so the bigger guy is going to pick on the little guy, who obviously has a better skill set and is obviously a good matchup for him. Like, come on, man. Like,
look,
like what the hell?
He also said some shit to Stipe. I think fucking John Jones.
What?
I mean, he called Stipe out too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then was fighting fucking Thiago. I think John Jones is just taking a page out of Connor's book. I think he's trying to stay relevant. I think every time somebody has a big performance at middleweight, heavyweight, or light heavyweight, you can expect John Jones' funny ass to chime in on Twitter, which makes sense. I think he's just trying to keep his name in the headlines, because here we are talking about it. I don't think Israel really is anywhere near deserving of a John Jones fight.
No, you're right. He's not anywhere near it. But the other thing that I wanted to point out that really was, something pretty nice was that Max Holloway actually gave his gloves to Dustin Poirier for his foundation that he does, where he helps, his community. He has like like an auction, like a charity auction thing.
Yep.
And, right away, the sign of the show of respect between the four competitors, in the co-main and the main, was amazing and kind of refreshing to see, right? Like there was a lot of respect between all of them. Sorry, there's a car next to me that just had a real loud engine starting up. But, like, it was refreshing to kind of go into this event and not have like this anger and this animosity between, any of the competitors at the top, right? It was kind of refreshing to have everybody kind of show just what MMA, like I don't want to say true warriors, but kind of like true samurai warriors, right? Like the respect, like we're going to do this, we're going to go to war. I mean, who was it? I think it was Dustin. It might have been Max, said that they were willing to die in there, like leave a piece of themselves for that victory.
Yeah.
And yet still at the end, they were able to show so much respect, Holloway telling them, you beat a champ, you deserve to be a champ. It's like, it was really nice.
It was. But to be fair, I think that's what makes this fucking sport so great, is that we get all of that. I love that. And guess what? I ain't one to tell tales, Jack. I loved when Habib jumped the fucking gate and gave old fucking Dylan Dennis a smack. I love it all. I love that I do love when two respectful warriors can go in there and just put on the performance of a lifetime and then actually hug it out afterwards. And I love it when afterwards they're fucking spitting on each other and they still hate each other. I think there's room for all of it, man. That's what makes this. That's why this isn't the WWE. It's real. Sometimes motherfuckers don't like each other. I love the idea that if DC and John Jones see each other somewhere 15 years from now, it's going to be a little smoke. I like the idea that no matter what, if certain motherfuckers see each other, they're going to need to go on and get away from each other because they just don't fucking like each other. I like that. Fuck it. It's real.
I could just that picture in my head of old DC all like, bunched up and sore, walking around and sees John Jones. He's like, young man, just, yelling at him, young man, come over here, throwing his shoe at him.
That was funny with the shoe. But another one like that is Masvidal Askren. Masvidal's all about like pissed at Askren, but yeah, it's a fun one. All right, what else we got here? I probably should have written down a fucking topic list. Anyway, so Andrew McGuire's still in a coma. Well, that sucks. What else we got?
I think just to kind of cap that, I think they did find a replacement for Kira. I think she's still going to be on that card that night. I haven't looked into who it was. I'm pretty sure they announced that, but
yeah, they announced it. She's still fighting. But what else we got? Fuck Luke Rockhold on the Instagram. Oh, Anthony Lanhart Smith went off on Luke Rockhold saying "fuck that guy" and a bunch of this shit. So I think what they're talking about.
Ain't he fighting Gustafsson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Well, I would suggest he worry about that with all of his ounce and strength before worrying about fucking Luke Rockhold. Because if you lose to him and then Luke beats old Jan,
game over.
You ain't getting that Luke fight, homeboy. They're going to fast track old pretty boy Luke. And they're going to fucking slow track all the way to the back of the line. Even if you did lose to fucking John and Alexander, you had your run, son.
Yeah, no, it would not be good for him. All right. What was it? Oh, someone suggested, and I thought about this before. Nate Diaz against Justin Gaethje. That'd be legit.
Why? I mean, dude, why are we still talking about Diaz? I understand.
Nate Diaz versus the fruit tree is dope at this point, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Eddie, I understand your loyalty, you represent, you got the poster back there, but I mean, honestly, until I actually see a Diaz brother in the octagon, ready to go, and Bruce Buffer is announcing their name and they're about to ring that bell, I don't want to hear about them in any fight.
Real quick, I get what you're saying. Why are people still talking like Nate Diaz pulls out of fights? He hasn't pulled not out of one fight. Dustin Poirier pulled out of that fight. All right, Nate just didn't want to take whatever. Nate just didn't want to take whatever backup fight. So I know it wasn't you, but I'm saying like people have been saying like, well, Nate pulls out a fight. No, he doesn't, not once. And he goes in there injured as fuck. All right, so eat a fat dick with that bullshit lie. But I get what you're saying. I'm with you. No, I'm ready to see Nate get in. First of all, I'm done talking about Nick, and Nick's my favorite fighter easily. But I'm done talking about Nick because dude clearly doesn't want to fight, right? But like Nate's gonna come back. It's just who knows when or where and how much he requires as far as money goes. What was it? Was it McGregor tweeted out on Saturday like, "Hey, great fight, Dustin. Nate's the one next for you." Obviously saying that he's gonna get the rematch to Khabib, like right away. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. Honestly, Dustin versus Nate be fun.
Yeah, but if I'm Dustin, I'm not taking it. And if
I'm right, 100%.
I'm not taking it. Like I mean, I could, but like at this fucking point, you might as well wait out for something a little different, a little bigger.
Dustin should wait for sure. Nate, I think Nate should take the fight.
I am kind of surprised that this new UFC hasn't found a way to get the Diaz brothers on the same card. I think like Connor, Nate 3, and fucking George versus Nick 2 or some shit.
Fuck, that'd be insane.
I guess George would probably never go for that. But
you know what it is? You know what it is? I think that they're trying to take away that power that Conor McGregor was wielding, and he kind of abused of being a pay-per-view king and making him so much money. That's basically why they cut this ESPN deal, where they're basically getting like 500,000 buys right off the bat. So they're not like beholden to one guy. Yeah, like someone's still gonna make him a lot of money, and if Conor comes back, yeah, definitely that's gonna be a great seller. Whatever. They don't need that. Like right now, they can just stack up the pay-per-views and be like, well, this was a stellar year because we had at least this many buys every pay-per-view. We got our money. Like I think now's the time that the fighters either have to realize that they have to be active and relevant, or they just need to go away and just go do something else, man.
The comments on the YouTube got pretty good. QC goes, why do people talk about the Diaz brothers anymore? Raider said, talking about Nate Diaz, Raider says he's like the MMA unicorn now. QC says White Buffalo. MMA Gods goes double rainbow. QC goes, what does this mean? You ever seen that video?
Yeah.
What does this mean? If we see Nate Diaz at an open workout, we're gonna be like, what does this mean? That's fucked up. All right. As far as topics go, I'm fucking pulling a blank big time on anything else that happened. Nothing else big really happened, right?
Nah, you know what though? I gotta say, I had an amazing time hanging out with Eddie. We went to Korean barbecue, which surprisingly, I don't know how much Eddie wants to own up to this, but was his first time going to a Korean barbecue place where you grill your meat and stuff, and that is shocking to me.
Here's the thing. So I said,
huh? I said uncultured swine.
Whatever, dude. Hey, man, I'm from Mexico. I'm cultured as fuck. I just think one culture though. But no, we were sitting. I sat right where they turn up the heat. So I had like people coming over and over again to change out the grills. Was right in front of me, and then just people reaching right above my nuts to change the fucking fire. I was a little bit nervous at that point. I'm like, y'all gonna burn my nuts off. But it was fun. It was great to meet up with Jesse and his wonderful wife, and it was fun as fuck, dude. So I had a great time.
Was it dudes or broads that were turning up the heat?
Both.
Yeah. You went to I guess.
It's Koreatown. Try everything.
Yeah.
The driving was some shit though. I was like, it reminded me of why I don't live in LA. But other than that,
definitely.
It was legit. But it was fun. All right. So I don't see any more topics to talk about really. Nothing too crazy. I'm for sure missing something.
All right, so what do we got next then? The Brazilian card that we're all going to stream?
Right. That's the next pay-per-view. This weekend on ESPN Plus, we have Alistair Overeem against Alexei Oleinik.
Oh, cute. It's one of those weirdy fucking
here's the best part.
cards.
Here's the best part. It's an early fucking card. Right. It's in what?
It's in Russia? Is this a Russia card or something like that?
Let me find out. It looks like a Russia card, maybe, but it's an early card. It's like a breakfast card. Yeah, it looks like it's Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what part, but Russia for sure. But
isn't this like their first Russian card?
No.
Or is this like the second one?
Haven't they done Moscow?
Yeah, I think this is their second one though.
Yeah.
I think this is their second one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've done Moscow before. Anyway, so Alistair Overeem, Alexei Oleinik, Islam Makhachev against Armin, whatever. It's a fucking solid card. Roxanne Modafferi's on it against Shevchenko's sister, Antonina.
Yeah.
Man.
Krzysztof Jotko's on this card. Look, it starts at 10 a.m. The main card's at 10 a.m. The prelims start at 7 a.m. my time. So Pacific time, making it 10 a.m. your time, Fred, is where the prelims start on ESPN 2. And the main card's on ESPN Plus. I don't understand why the fuck they do the whole thing on ESPN Plus. But ESPN 2 is going to be the prelims. Main card's on ESPN Plus. It's a breakfast card for most of us. Lunch card for anyone on the East Coast. Fucking watch it, hang out, and go out with your family, enjoy yourself and shit.
It's a goddamn national holiday too. It's 420, right? If I'm not
420. I know two of us here. Well, actually, I know some of us are gonna fucking participate and have some fun this weekend. So it'll be fun. All right, let me check the comment section real quick, see if anyone else had anything else to talk about. It's in St. Petersburg, says MMA Gods. So that makes sense.
Right.
Raider says Roxanne going to get killed, and QC goes, can't sleep on Roxy. Wow.
Yes, you can. Go on and sleep on Roxy. Pop your pills, take your fucking whiskey, and go to sleep on Roxy all you want. I don't understand how she keeps getting these fucking fights, man.
Real quick, did I read a headline on Twitter, right, that what was it? Anthony Joshua's opponent was popped for some sort of steroid.
He popped for something.
You read that right. Who gives a fuck? You know what? Boxing can suck my dick again. Anthony Joshua fighting shitbird. Fucking Tyson Fury fighting shitbird. God damn it. Deontay Wilder fighting shitbird. How the fuck you got all three of these motherfuckers and ain't none of them fighting each other?
Look, real talk. I don't want to hear anything about heavyweight boxing until I hear Joshua versus Wilder. I will wake up for Fury versus Wilder too, but I want Joshua versus Wilder.
Any of them, Joshua versus Fury, Fury versus Wilder, Wilder versus but not all three of them fighting various other shitbirds. That's ridiculous. Fuck boxing now. They fucking got me with one fight, and then they start this shit again.
So are they canceling the fight or no?
Hell yeah.
I didn't read the rest of the article. I just read that he popped for something, and that was it.
Oh, big baby.
Yeah.
God damn, he's a big dude too. I don't know why the fuck you have to use steroids, man. Chill out. Just fucking get your paycheck to get picked apart by Joshua and go home.
Just like TJ, you're not confident enough in your skills, and you gotta get that extra juice.
TJ, such a sack of shit. You guys see that apology video?
Yeah. No, I want nothing to do with that idiot.
I literally sat there going like, this motherfucker. Like, stop it. Fucking stop it. You don't feel bad. You feel bad you got caught. You don't feel bad.
You know what? I'm gonna shoot him a little bell, man. I mean,
all right.
At least it was better than him pulling a John Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the motherfucker fessed up to it. I mean,
after it got caught.
Grand scheme, it probably wasn't the best thing to do because he's coming off pretty bad. We all know he cheated, and John can just always be like, "Hey man, I took some dick pills. I don't know exactly what happened. That was wild." Like he can still just keep clinging to the fact that maybe he didn't do it. But look, TJ's a fucking cheater, and that's some fucking bullshit. But there's been a lot of guys that have cheated. At least the motherfucker owned up to it.
Yeah.
And I ain't got no vested interest in that guy one way or the other. But it's cool that he owned up to it. I'll be interested to hear more. That Instagram story was cool, but I'll be interested when he does the Joe Rogan podcast or something like that, and somebody gets to actually ask him, why'd he do it?
Yeah.
I hope he spills the beans on this shit, man. Clearly he was involved. He's a very high level guy. He probably knows other high level guys. I'm not saying he needs to snitch, but I want to hear the stories. Like,
no. He needs to snitch. He needs to snitch. Be like John Jones. Get back in a couple months. Come on.
Okay, look, it's and it's funny because MMA God says TJ was still high from the surgery that made it easier to apologize. Maybe. QC says at least with John, it could have maybe somehow someone secretly doped him. LOL. With TJ, he knew thousands of % he cheated. So. Yeah, look, man, fair enough. So I think we're running out of time for Fred. Fred has to run out.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, folks. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. You guys are the shit. Raider, Uncle Hank, QC, MMA Gods. I know I saw somebody else in here. Fucking hell, man. Anyway, everyone that came in here, appreciate you guys. Oh, Frederick was here earlier. Everybody, appreciate you guys. You can follow Kirby at Kirby_MMA. Jesse's at Sport1983. I'm at Ela31. The show is at Keyboard MMA. Shout out to RepresentWithTheWarriors.com. Shout out to Spices Pros, SpicesPros.com. You guys are the shit. All right, boys. Appreciate everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are the shit. Good night and good night, Wilshire.